right, we're all set to send you over to General Andrews and Dospostmann. Give it up, guys.
Woo! Let's get excited here. Got some turtle action coming up.
That's right, turtle power. Who likes pizza?
Everybody likes pizza.
There we go. Okay, that's like
exactly right.
Good.
We had pizza.
Yeah, actually we did. We got ready for this run. Yeah, I finally broke diet, you know.
All right.
Yep, let's do it.
You want to count?
I'll do the counting, yeah.
All right. Oh, I didn't press start fast enough. We have to watch a little bit more Leo.
Cutscene, baby. This is unfortunately not going to lock the RNG like what happened in the Rescue Rangers.
If only.
So,
we could pretend though, right?
Yes, yes. We'll pretend that that's the case. But yeah, here we go. Let's go. Start the timer.
3 a.m.
3, 2, 1,
Go.
All right, here we go. So this is TMNT IV, Turtles in Time. Doing a nice co-op run here. We got General Andrews currently playing as Raph. We have Dospostmann, aka Posty. He is Donatello right now, but that's going to change a little later on. You're going to see some shenanigans. Don't worry about that. But they're basically the two best turtles to start out with here. Raph is the strongest and the fastest, totally balanced character. Don is pretty good. He's a little slow moving around, but that's okay. He's got a pretty powerful jump attack that's going to get utilized against this boss. And right now you're just kind of seeing them. They know where these enemies are going to spawn. They know where they're going to come out. So all the spawns are fixed. And the position's mostly fixed. The only variation is sometimes that the enemies can come out jumping and sometimes they'll come out walking. You're not quite sure what's going to happen. So these guys do have to do a lot of adaptation and improvisation, which they're both extremely, extremely good at. They've been running this game co-op for a pretty good while now, and they are, of course, the world record holders. And they're playing on the hardest difficulty right now as well, just to clear that up. And we're almost to the first boss, so we're going to be seeing Baxter here. He's going to be flying around, and hopefully they're going to be able to knock him out of the air. Let's see. Baxter, one of the most annoying bosses. There we go. All right, Posty giving him the business now. Nice job, nice job.
Little readjustment there.
Yeah, Baxter is really tricky because he can kind of fly all around the screen, and it's very hard to adjust to his positioning sometimes. So Postman did a good job getting back on track there, and once he gets him in that loop, he's able to just hit him a bunch of times, and that's the end of the fight. So coming up on the next stage here, the tracks in this game are just really, really excellent. One of the best soundtracks on the SNES, which has a tremendous sound library, of course, but love the soundtrack in this game. So just some of the basic movement, you can see that they're doing a lot of different stuff here. So you can slam enemies, you can throw them at the screen, you can do dash kicks, you can do special attacks, you can do just regular strikes. That's one of the great things about this as a beat 'em up is there's just so much variation in the options that you have. And there are pizzas scattered throughout the game which will refill health. So they're going to strategically choose who gets the pizza. And they're going to manage their life totals accordingly. Now, of course, if you use your special attacks, it does use up some health. So you have to kind of be a little judicious when it comes to that stuff. But they have it all planned out for the most part. Sometimes, like I said, a little improv. But throwing the enemies actually despawns them from kind of the universe, if you will. So that's why you'll see a lot of screen throws, because they'll be ready to spawn the next set of enemies. And this is a bomb pizza here. So that's basically your invincibility. Lets you just take out a bunch of enemies at one time. Great job there by General, taking care of everybody.
Using a little bit of jumping to get a little extra time out of that super pizza too. So taking great advantage of what they've got.
Absolutely. So they got one more pizza here, and then we have Metalhead coming up as the next boss. And they're going to try to get an attack on him right away. It's a little tricky to time, so let's see. Oh, Metalhead being a jerk. Okay, that's okay. They got him trapped in the corner. All right, nice adjustments there. Great job, guys.
Yeah, he can be a little slippery for a 2-ton turtle.
Yeah. Like, you never really know what he's going to do at the beginning of the fight. He's just kind of like, all right, what's going to happen this time?
He was so fun to play with as a kid, though, when you had the little action figures. I loved Metal.
Totally. So this next stage is an auto-scroller, but I'm going to explain some things because coming up after this stage, you are going to see some things that you have never seen before. So what you're going to see is Posty is going to actually be using up his special here. That's because he wants to reduce his health. He's going to be taking some intentional deaths. He's going to actually want to get his life total down as far as possible because in the next stage, these guys are going to do a wrong warp, believe it or not. They're going to skip about 80% of the next stage by doing something very, very tricky. It's a 4-frame trick, and it is very position specific. So they're going to have to kind of get lined up together. On the right side of the screen, a Mouser is going to jump, and one of the unique properties of the Mouser enemy is that it can actually is the only enemy that can attack both turtles at the same time. And because of this, there is a memory corruption glitch. When you start doing an attack, there's a startup animation for before you have a hitbox. And before you have this hitbox, this 4-frame window, if the Mouser grabs you in that time and you're pressing the attack button, the game just doesn't know what to do. So it's like, you know what? Send to elevator. So once they get into the elevator, then they can even skip that elevator altogether as well and go straight to Shredder. That also requires, I believe it's a 2-frame window for that trick. But either way, they'll end up at Shredder, one way or another. So now we're at the end of the auto-scroller. You guys are going to get to see a quick boss, and then the true madness will begin in Technodrome, which is the next stage. So let's see the Rat King. Rat King never stood a chance. Okay, so Technodrome, like I said, they're going to try to set this wrong warp up. It is very tricky. It is just a 4-frame window. This game does run at 60 frames per second. And they can have some multiple chances at it, but it can get tricky. So they're going to try to set things up in a way that they're going to kill the right enemies and then get themselves in a position where they're comfortable to do it. So that you do have to take out a few screens worth of enemies before the first Mousers do spawn. All right, so coming up, here we go.
And walk.
All right, so they're gonna have to set it up again. So they want to keep that Mouser on the screen. Okay, here we go.
This is definitely a backup plan for the wrong warp.
Yeah, this is a backup plan, but this still saves a lot of time. All right, that's okay. They still have more chances.
I don't want to run out alive.
There it is. All right, so now they're just walking off screen. That's the wrong warp. Oh. Okay, so they didn't quite get the elevator skip. So what's going to happen now? You can actually skip this elevator and go straight to Shredder. The game's going to send them back to the beginning of the stage, and then they will fight Shredder. So this is a little bit slower than normal, but they still skip the entire level. So it's still way faster than if they had just played through this normally. So now they will get to go ahead and fight Shredder. And Postman is also, you'll notice that he is still Don, but GeneralAndrews is now Mike. Even though you can see clearly he is really Raph, the game thinks he is Mike. And this is what's going to allow for the real beatdowns to start in the next stage, is that they're both going to be able to become Raph. So Dospostmann is going to take a death at some point, either here or in the next stage, up to him, depending on how things go. And then he will be able to select Raph because the game does not recognize GeneralAndrews as Raph. It recognizes him as Mike. And Shredder being a troll, as Shredder is known to do. And there we go. Moving on.
So for the wrong warp, we actually prefer to get the death in the next scene, though. We like Donnie to live through this part because you can basically die for free in the beginning of the stage before you fight anything, and you don't lose any time. Switching to Raph in the middle of trying to throw foot soldiers switches all the timing and makes it a little bit different. So, plus the screen moves back and forth faster because of the Shredder.
All right, let's do this.
All right, so as Posty mentioned, he's going to be able to take damage from that.
Or not.
And he is going to be able to take a lot of damage from that enemy. So then he can just use the special and then take one hit from any of these enemies, and then he will be out of life. So he killed that guy off, and now he's just going to wait for somebody to hit him. Eventually, there we go. Okay, so he takes the bomb hit. Great. So now he can select Raph. There it is. Double Raph. So now they both have the most powerful character in the game. This is not intended, okay? The developers did not want you to be able to select the same character. This is very, very unfair. The foot soldiers are sweating right now.
Yeah, you'll notice that now that they both are Raph, especially these purple foot soldiers are a one-hit kill for his special, and it makes things go so much quicker, especially when you can cover so much ground with that dash kick.
Really great job on the Stone Warriors there. That's a really tricky section, and they set those guys up just perfectly and knocked them out. Great stuff. So they're going to get through this little section here. All these guys are going to come out, and then we're going to get another bomb pizza. And they were able to skip 2 enemies there. It's actually extremely difficult to skip enemies in the 2-player run of this game. In 1-player, you can skip quite a few enemies, but the screen scrolling is locked because obviously they can't let one turtle run off screen while the other is still on another screen. And they're taking intentional deaths there because they're going to set up for a slash fight that is really, really wild. If you've ever wanted to, play ping pong or soccer with Slash, this is going to kind of be the chance for you to live vicariously through these two as they do that. So here we go. All right, Slash decided to be a jerk. Generally speaking, that's what he does.
So they're just going to kind of trade off, trying to lock Slash in the corner. They can get a couple of extra kicks before he breaks out of it.
And Slash down. Okay, great recovery there. Great recovery there. Slash is one of the toughest bosses in the game, and when he goes off script, it is super dangerous. So it's amazing that they were able to get through that without taking any deaths at all. Usually that's just like a game over for casual players.
We really wanted to show you Pong Slash, but we have practiced no reset runs a lot for this, so we came up with a lot of backup plans to deal with those problems.
Yes, it is good that you guys have backup plans for Slash because that guy is impossible. So moving on, we are on the boat, home of Cannonball Guy. Cannonball Guy who never misses. You'll see him later on.
Unreal accuracy, truly.
I mean, it is the most godly programming I've ever seen on a Super Nintendo game of an enemy AI. It's truly remarkable. So just eliminating these enemies really quickly. And they're able to get through there. There's going to be some more Stone Warriors in this section here, so they have to be careful. Nice job lining them up. Oh, wow.
Conquer.
Wow. I don't know who that was because they're both Raph, but somebody just dodged Cannonball Guy. That is a rare feat, my friends. So at the end of this stage, there's actually going to be a boss that is 2 enemies. It's our old buddies Rocksteady and Bebop. But the good news is you only have to kill one of them, and they will essentially just get in a fight with each other because it's kind of like, they're mad that they're not winning the fight, I guess. And they'll just take care of each other, and that way you can just kind of let that happen. All right, so we got a couple more Stone Warriors. Nice job there. And here we go.
All right. Yeah, you go first, 4.
Very nice.
Nice alternating there. That was really smooth. So you can see they both they were able to use all their specials. And again, that does cost 3 health every time they're using a special. So that's why they kind of traded off, and they were able to take out both of the enemies.
Yeah, just saving a little bit of time there on the end for their health to count down.
Yeah, ideally you end this stage with as low health as possible because it does take some time. So this is one of the trickier stages. This is I used to refer to this as bury my run at Wounded Knee because it was such a run killer. But I think these guys have the situation under control, so they'll probably do a good job on this stage. But it is a tricky one. There's just a ton of enemies. It's really just enemy spam on this stage.
Yeah,
What really matters on a lot of these stages too is the order you kill guys, because the next guys won't come out until certain guys are gone.
And that's why a lot of times you'll see them still utilizing the screen throws because they know they can manipulate which enemies are going to come out when. And they have this planned out. They have this routed out. Take care of those stone warriors. Hopefully be able to skip one. Maybe not. Okay. Those guys are really hard to skip. It's hard to skip any enemies in this game. So if you ever see them skipping an enemy, that is like such a big achievement. Trust me, you have no idea how hard it is. And they have already skipped a few enemies in previous stages.
Oh, wow. That guy was mean.
All right, so in case you haven't had enough stone warriors yet, we get some more of them. Thankfully, there's this dynamite over here, so you're able to take out the first few for free. Unfortunately, that one guy didn't die. I don't know what was up with that, but
He was bomb-proof today.
yeah, good for him. And then they're coming up on Leatherhead. Leatherhead is the boss of this stage. And one of them is going to be able to get the pizza, and he'll probably be kind of more responsible for taking out Leatherhead, because you do want to use specials as much as you can into dash special. So the dash special actually does not cost health, and it does deal the same amount of damage as the regular special, which is 16. Very nice fight there. Great job.
Great job.
Thank you.
All right, so this would actually be a good time for donations. We're coming on into our second auto-scroller. So if we have any donations, go for it.
That is excellent because we got a lot of love pouring in for Posty and General Andrews. Liquid JSF donates $50 and says, Posty, General Andrews, Sinister 1. So glad I was up to watch the runs. Good luck on the skip, and thanks for being such awesome people.
We love you, Liquid.
Ras111 donates $25 and says, thanks to the staff and runners for putting on another great show, and good luck to General Andrews and Posty with TMNT. Cowabunga!
Thanks, Ross.
Luxton donates $25 and says, love you guys so much. Good luck on your run, and I hope you're having fun. Rooting for you, Posty!
Nice, Lexon.
Flibbity Flam donates $10 and says, so proud to see you and Posty at such an awesome event. Thanks for being such a positive influence in my life and many others, and remember to always go faster, baby rage.
Flippity flap.
We got $5 from Oppo, and unfortunately half of this has already come to pass. Let's get this wrong warp kip, and hopefully Krang RNG cooperates as well as you two. Flex on them. We got $10 from Desperado. Says, I'm super proud of you guys running TMNT on the big stage for a great cause. Love you, dudes. And ban Posty.
No banning
You're
Posty.
so funny.
All right, so here we go. So they're going to fight the first version of Krang, which this one does not have as much RNG in it, and they're going to try to manage their specials in such a way that they're able to take him out before he goes into this attack phase that wastes a bunch of time. So hopefully they'll be able to manage it. It is a little bit tricky. Here we go. All right, intentional death there to get the health back, and then more specials, and that is it. Nice job. Okay.
Yeah, if he goes into his crazy bomb mode, you're just waiting around for 6 or 7 seconds while that attack happens. But on top of everything, they were able to kill him on the left side of the screen, so he left as quickly as possible.
Absolutely. So we are coming down to the final stage, Starbase. It is the toughest stage in the game, make no mistake, and it has the toughest boss in the game, which is Krang, because there's a lot of luck involved in that fight. But first, these guys have a really, really long path to get to him, so let's see how things go in the early portion of the stage. You have these enemies that are really tricky. They shoot these lasers, and they kind of go around in this weird circular pattern. It's very annoying. You can see that, like, what is that guy even doing? They know what he's doing, though, so they were able to take him out, thankfully. And go ahead and use that bomb pizza. Make sure to take out those guys. Great jump at the end there to save that and take out those 3 axe enemies. Those guys are really strong, but the bomb pizza is clearly stronger. All right, good stuff so far. So these blue enemies with the size they're like really fast. I think they're actually faster than Raph. So that's why those guys are sometimes a little bit tricky. And then there's gonna be a couple of yellow enemies here. Those guys are super dangerous. Watch out. They can pretty much combo break you, but they handle those guys really well. So moving on. Pizza just in time. And there's gonna be one more pizza at the end of the stage, thankfully. But before we get to the end of the stage, you know there's gonna be more Stone Warriors. I mean, come on.
You.
All right, so these Stone Warriors coming up, you can actually make them leave the screen by doing just 1 hit. But now we have to fight them for real, so just a couple more. And that's gonna be the end of those guys. All right, one last bomb pizza here. And now the laser section. The laser section is really dangerous. You gotta be careful. Deals a lot of damage. It's very easy to get hit in this section. There's a lot of enemies. Nice slam throw, though, taking out 4 out of the 5. And they're able to move right through there. That's good. And we're coming up on the end of the stage here. So there's the final pizza. Last few Stone Warriors. There's always going to be more. So this is where the RNG comes into play. So the first round is always going to be low. They're always going to be able to hit them with special. After that, it is going to become random. So you always get those first 3 specials for free. And Krang is trolling already. What a surprise. That's kind of what he does. Hopefully they get a low pattern here. Yes, okay, that's a low pattern, so they can get specials in, which that deals the most damage. And another high pattern, but they handled it really well. That was a super fast 4-rounder. Great job by these guys improvising on that fight. That was not good RNG at all, but they handled it super well. So now is the final fight. This isn't really a stage, it's just you just get to fight Shredder. Well, he's gonna enhance himself a little bit here.
Yeah.
The secret of the ooze is going down right now, I guess.
Ooze has been banned by baseball.
Yeah, yes it has. But they're gonna get some specials in on him. And we're gonna be coming up on time after this fight. So yeah, just spam special, take an intentional death. That was very well timed. So you can get back in there with more specials. And time. There we go.
There we go.
All right, so that was 21:55. Great job, guys.
Got the sub 22.
Sub 22.
Outstanding.
Very good run. All right, and that's Turtles 4.
That's Turtles 4, Turtles in Time. We would have liked to have shown Pong Slash and Elevator Skip, but, you know, still, it's
Got away. Snuck
yeah,
away.
still sub 22.
No, really proud of that.
Yeah, sub 22, and these guys were the first to ever show off the wrong warp. That's never been shown in GDQ before, so that was great to see.
Good job, dude. Thank you for having us.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for all the support.
All right, let's hear it again for that great run from General Andrews and Dospostmann.